in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, about 15 miles south of Harrisonburg. I heard another station in there just above the noise level. So maybe, hopefully somebody else heard him. And we'll get him in here into the rotation. It's been quite a while. I think it's, it's been over a month since I checked in here to the morning group. I believe the last time I was on was for the AM rally. So it's good to hear everyone in here like normal. And I think there's a few guys that have signed out. I've kind of got a list going here, so I don't know who's still in here and who's not. Or who it goes to. You know, that's always the problem. Who does it go to? I haven't heard from Kevin GZQ since I came into the shack, so I'll throw it over to you, Kevin, if that's the right rotation. KK4GZQ in the group, W4SVA.
Me straightening out, Kevin?
Yeah, go right ahead. You're probably going to do what I was going to, so you go right ahead, Craig.
All right, November Sugar 5 Fox is back in there, so Chris sent it to Jay. Jay sent it to the other Jay. And Jay sent it back to me. And then Kevin, and then MMR, then Dawn. And there we go. So, November Sugar 5 Fox to take it, KB3RHR in the group.
Okay, I'll do that. KB3RHR. NX5F. Yeah, you ought to be eating to send it to Jay. I got his call committed to me. I'm having to write down the call signs and names here because I'm the newbie on the frequency right now. And so I don't know. But I'm learning fast. Not too much going on here in the Republic of Texas. Been a nice day. It's probably be a nicer day today, too. We'll probably end up at more rain here in the next couple of days. But we never complain about it because, you know, that's how we get our drinking water. And if we don't get enough, we're just one toilet flush away from being thirsty. So there you go. The rig here is the 6600 Flex. Driving the Purus 3500. Microphones and all the RCA VK11. Feeding a Valley People 400 mic processor. And the downside of this microphone is it can work at close to just 2 basses. So it's on 2 basses and I apologize. But that's pretty much the story here. The alternative double Basinka, that's at about 35 cents. The good thing is, it's straightforward and it works. I was off the air for a significant amount of time, fighting premiums. I mean, just about everything and you can take it. It took a while to wear it all out. Got down to the last one, and boy, I was not the careful when I turned everything on and it worked. I think it's been almost 2 years before I got back on. And that AR-213 sure sounds good over here. And talk about a good vintage station, VC348 and AR-213. Now that is a good one. I like that stuff. The only thing I've got in the way of stuff like that, I've got a couple of Collins KW260s. Got one UR242. And one or two TCS receivers and transmitters floating around. Now that's the story here, Jay. Let's go. KK5I in the group. This is NX5F.
Okay, Brother Johnny. Nice to hear you this morning.
Well, it's good to hear you guys in here, both of you. J and J. Good signals this morning here. Band's quiet, other than it has been in the last couple of days here. There was some kind of propagated noise from somewhere. I don't know where. Let's see. On the chicken, well, there's a video now. There's an official video of the first northern gas station chicken establishment that I've ever found. I'll have to send you the link to it. I did it for Art Joe. Yeah, like I told when I was down there, I was just amazed with it. So I thought that'd be a great series. I don't think that Nat Geo will pick it up, but at least it's out there. We're getting the fine art of gas station cuisine under control, and promote that to the world. But Michelle gets a kick out of it, man. She thinks it's funny whenever I go on my tirade about the chicken. But anyways, you guys are all sounding good, and that's Randy, KK3AM. Randy, you sound good. I haven't talked to you in a while. Sounding great on the military stuff. And good morning, Chris. I haven't heard you in a while, so good to have you checking in from Virginia. I'm just a short timer, man. I got lucky and got a couple days off of work. A bunch of days they owe me, so they threw them all together. So I'm good for a few days here. At least till Thursday, and then work Thursday and Friday and back off again. So I could handle that. That wouldn't be too bad. As long as I made the money, I make okay. So with that, beautiful day up here yesterday in Pittsburgh. It's supposed to be rainy today, but still warm. I saw the high 64 yesterday. So spring's coming up here in the north, which is a good thing. So over to you, Kevin. Keep it going here. KK4GZQ in a group. KB3RHR.
Okay, Craig. KB3RHR in the group. KK4GZQ. And good morning to W4SVA. Chris, great signal coming over from Shenandoah Valley this morning at about 35 and 40 over. Same to you, Randy. KK3AM in North Carolina. And Perry, and the ART-13 does sound good, Randy. And Perry, just a little QSV out of Chester this morning. But you're the only one I'm having just a little problem with. It's just band conditions. But you're still 20 over down here. Just some pretty rapid QSV on the signal. Don, talking about some of the stuff you send over on Messenger. Yeah, you've got some good stuff. You got a good sense of humor there. I get a lot of laughs out of what you send. Let's see. Randy also mentioned the BC 348 that you're running with the ART-13, and I just got one of those from Don. And I love that receiver, Don. It receives real well. I use it in the back room, and I listen on a 40-meter dipole. But it does well here on 75. Jay, okay on the 6600 Flex. I think it sounds fine. And they have got my Flex ready to go as of today. I believe they're going to finish it up and send me a bill on it. The only thing, and they've always treated me really well down at Flex in Texas, and but they're basicly are fixing some work. According to the technician, there was some flux and some bad soldering and whatnot. And I told the guy, I said, well, the last time it's been worked on was by you guys, but with no consolidation. They didn't give me any brakes on it, but nonetheless, I'll be getting it back here soon. And Jay, KK5IM, yeah, you're going to have to get up with Craig. He and his girlfriend are going around and doing a series on gas station checking. You should have seen the video they shot there over in West Virginia the other day. And pretty good stuff that Craig's got going on with YouTube. And then finally, I made some good contacts yesterday with my 40-meter Delta loop, and that antenna seems to really work well versus the dipole. I've only got it about 30 about the average height off the ground is about 30 feet. And Don, I can't wait to get that 75 ohm, that bigger stuff that you have there for a better rating, and I'll get some more power out on 40 meters. So with that, Perry, good morning. Let me send it back to Chester, PA, W3MMR in the group, KK4GZQ.
All right, good morning, guys. KK4GZQ in the group, W3MMR. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Great signals out of everyone here this morning. Real good on, well, it sucks actually with the QSB there, Kev, but it is the way the cookie crumbles. But everybody's coming in good here this morning. It's a really quiet band up here, which is nice for a change. You know, for me, so that's great on this end. It was so beautiful here yesterday. I think it got up to 72 here. I mean, we had all the doors open at the shop, and went to the water ice place, or the water ice place. I guess some people call it Italian ice, but we call it water ice, whatever you want to call it. I say water like water, just the way Philadelphia slang to it. Yeah, but the water ice place was open, so it got a nice cherry water ice yesterday and a soft pretzel, and all the kids were out running around, and they got off of school. Everybody's out, playing around in the neighborhoods and things like that. So summer's coming, spring's coming, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Since, like I think I mentioned this before, I was all pumped up for snow, but now it's just been a wet and 40-degree type winter, and it's just been miserable. So I'm ready for the warm weather. Baseball started, and it's about that time. Good morning to Chris, W4SVA. Great hearing you, buddy. It's been a little while. Great signal, and the rig sounds fantastic as always. It's always a pleasure to catch you on here. Great to hear you. Good morning to, once again, to Randy. Sounding good here, Randy. The ART-13 sounds just fine up in the southeastern Pennsylvania this morning. Good signal, good audio, and Q5 copy here this morning. So, with that being said, not much more for this go-around. I'll keep it moving. And Don, yeah, I'm sorry if I don't answer the messages. It's not just you. I don't answer. Half the time I don't look at my phone. I don't look at the messages on my phone. I don't hear the notifications going off, and I don't even notice that I have a messenger notification, because there's usually 15 other notifications that I've ignored. Well, not purposely ignored, just haven't seen or heard. And then I'll go in there 3 or 4 days later and see a whole bunch of them, and I'll feel real bad because people think I'm probably ignoring them, but I'm not. I just don't pay attention. People text me and I don't answer. People call. Half the time my phone's all the way on silent, not on vibrate, but on silent, because I put it on silent at night and then I forget to turn it back and turn the radio back on all day long. So that happens a lot. Ask my father. So, real good stuff, Don. It's always good seeing a good message from you. A little bit of humor during the day when I do look at it. With that being said, we'll keep it moving back down to you, Randy. And good morning once again to everyone. KK3 AM, down in North Carolina. This is W3MMR.
I didn't like that. Sorry, guys. W3MMR and Many Robbers, KK3 AM in Cherokee County, North Carolina, Tennessee. Yep, and I don't remember your location, MMR. Where are you located? I met many of you guys during the Raleigh 30. My T368 rocking with the L3 I was blown away how well I did on the AM rally. I've talked to many of you guys. I probably wouldn't be in here if it wasn't for this damn hammer on the ART bothering me last night. And I knew when I tucked it in last time, she was running carelessly and the scope looked good now. So, hey, thanks for all the reports. I just love this rig. It's got such a great history. They were used in the B-29 and this pair and the bombers. Got the auto-tune and stuff. And I just think it's a great radio. And just really excited me the day that I finished my 3 power supplies to get it fired up, and I turned it on, and the knob started turning. The auto-tune knob started turning. I had this thought, when was the last time this thing could have been up in a plane in action, man? What a history these radios have. And the Beechcraft C348, that's a hot receiver. And I went over it, and she's been bringing out of the military equipment. Seems to be very reliable for me. And the only problem is it's wide as a barn door. So, who knows, 10, 15 KC wide. That'll be good on a good day with some signals and good high-power AM signals. Anyway, I wanted to mention the Jay in Texas, the 6600 is doing great. And the audio is fine, not too much bass. Everybody has good signals this morning, and I'm surprised because we have a storm front coming in from the west, should be here a little bit later. And normally this time of year we get star crashes. So, it was beautiful last night and today. And one of the hottest signals is SVA out of Shenandoah. Skyline Drive. Been there and set up a portable station up in the campground there. And I had pile-ups on me on 20 meters. That was first. I guess from that elevation. My base elevation here, I'm in the mountains, is 2,100 feet, which is nothing compared to what you guys up on Skyline Drive. Anyway, you're probably down on the bottom. Let me keep it moving. And Chris, it comes to you in Shenandoah. W4SVA, KK3AM.
KN4HH.
All right, KN4HH. I'll send it over to you. Let me get my paper here correct before I mess it up again. And then I guess you send it up to JNS5F. Yeah, KK3AM and the group W4SVA. Good signals from everyone still. Band's in good shape. And like some others are saying, it's very quiet band conditions this morning. These are the kind of conditions I would have expected to hear back in November when we still had lightning static. It just took a long time for them to show up. Guess they're kind of lagging behind the seasons. Yeah, Randy, one of the best things to do, and one of the most fun things to do, is take a portable rig up in the mountains and have absolutely zero QRM. No buzzies, no hash, no nothing. Turn the rig on and you think there's something wrong with it. And you start tuning around and the signals just come up out of nothing. Yep, it's a lot of fun. I've taken a little Elecraft K1 up on some mountains. And that portable CW did that a few years ago. And it was kind of a last minute thing. So all I brought with me was a wire, and I shoved that into the SO239 in the back of the rig with a banana plug, and just took the wire and tossed it over a tree. It couldn't have been up more than 10 or 15 feet, but West Coast on 20 meters was like nothing. It was no problem at all. In fact, that's all I was hearing was West Coast. And they were giving me 599s on 5 watts of CW with an antenna that was probably way too short and way too low. So that's always a lot of fun. I've been trying to think of some kind of AM rig I could throw together and go up on a mountain with, just to see how that would go. In the last project, I get kind of related to that. I guess the last project that I've been working on is a Elmac AF67 and PMR 6A receiver to go mobile with. Kind of slacked off on it on the past week or two, but getting a little closer to getting it mounted in some kind of vehicle, and then I guess I have to build some kind of antenna to go along with it. But I've sponged up a 12-volt dial motor here in the shack that puts out about 625 volts. So I have to do a little modification to the AF67 so it doesn't cremate it with the plate voltage. That's a little bit higher than what the Elmac would like to see, but certainly won't hurt it. 6146 certainly take it. Once I insulate the arc-prone areas, there's a kind of a weak link in the meter switch. It likes to arc over. So I'll fix that, and then it should play well with 600 some volts. Let's see here. Yeah, warm yesterday here. And it's almost 55 degrees outside right now. And 64 degrees in the shack and climbing. The longer my transmissions are, the longer or the higher the temperature will go in here. So let's see if I can talk to the correct person this time. No, wait a minute. Almost screwed up. KN4HH. Thank you. This is W4SVA.
Bob, it'll go to Don and then I have to play MJ.
Oh, okay. Not NS5F?
Negative.
Okay, which Don are we talking about?
Whiskey Charlie 4 Delta, over.
Oh, that Don. Okay, thank you, Kevin. W4SVA and KN4HH. Sorry, guys. Thank you so much for working me. I appreciate it. Everybody's got great signals. This is Bob down in Peachtree City, in case some of you guys haven't talked in a while. And we're running fake AM this morning. Running a ICOM 7300, driving a little SD Expert Sound State. I have two 300 watts carrier this morning. So that's what we got going on here. Everybody just sounded marvelous. And then, I hadn't thought about that. Unfortunately, that doesn't discourage long transmissions if it heats up the shack. And I have fond memories of my F67s. I had two of them that I restored. And the first one, it still had the original bias battery in it, and believe it or not, it was still good. And then, of course, the second one, I did the mod to battery, so it provided bias from the power supply. But those are nice radios. You'll enjoy them. I had PMR 7s with both of my AM67s. That was a nice little station. I enjoyed it. Okay, Don, here she comes. WC4D. Good morning, all. KN4HH.
I'll get the rotation right one of these times.
No problem.
Excuse me. KN4HH WC4D. Boy, Peachtree City sounding great this morning. Crystal clear audio, big signal coming up there electric. And, well, I tell you what, I love the, when I hear Randy on his ART13, I've only tapped on mine one time since I've owned the thing, and I've had it for 5 years at least or more. I've had people come over here, and I'm like you, I had to build my own power supply up and stuff with my buddy of mine, and rebuild it, and they come over here, and everybody, while I was watching the dials, and I said, well, it's awful noisy. I said, well, if you were on a B29, that wouldn't have been nothing. That would have been the last thing. You couldn't have heard that radio tuning around for nothing for all the motors running. So, yeah, I like the ART13. I love watching all the dials move and stuff like that. I need to put mine back into a radio position again, a working position, because when I built my rack with my old radios, I got a Globe King 500 and a Globe Champion 300 on that rack over there, or station there. And I built the spot for the ART-13 to be on there also. Well, I forgot, I measured the front of the ART-13, but I didn't measure, I left leave enough on the side over there for the power supply. Where you gotta hook the cables and everything else and the antenna connections. I forgot all about that stuff, so it only had enough height and not enough width. So it ended up getting put on another shelf over here, and I haven't turned it on in a year or two, so that might be something I might even get out today, pull the power supply out, run it over there to it, and turn everything back on and run it too, just to get everything juiced up again. So when I hear the door helping hear sound, it really makes me want to get on mine, but I got a BC 610 sitting here that I haven't put on the air yet, nor have I put the Globe King 500 on. I have lots and lots of radios to work on over here where those need work. Well, one of them does. The Globe King needs to be finished. I did a mod deck modification on it, and so but when I got it was in parts, and I added this parts, and I have for a while I basically need to finish it, hooking up the high voltage cables between each deck and all that. I won't go on about it. But anyway, great weather here, and Perry, congratulations on the new camera. It's got to be, I know you're super excited about getting all that. Can't wait to see some of the work that you do with that. It'll be great. Back in the end of the film days, I had a Nikon, well, whatever, the big dog, whatever the big one was, the MP1 or whatever it was, I can't remember the number of it no more. And I bought all these lenses and stuff for it, and thought I was going to go out all over the world and take these great, awesome pictures. Unfortunately, I didn't know all the stuff about ISOs and everything else that you needed to know about it. And the pictures did come out pretty good, but never got the ones I really wanted. I didn't know how to work the thing fully right. And with digital cameras, man, it is so great just to be able to see the picture instantly after you take it. You know, if you need to add this or add that, and you can do the whole thing. You set the depth of field, and you can see exactly what is happening. Man, I tell you what, digital has got film cameras. Film cameras might be different. I don't know if the quality, if you did the really good film, probably seen it. You know, I guess back in the day there, we talked about, what were they? I think slides, when you made slide film, they said that was some of the best quality that you can get. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about, I'm not an expert about photography, so anyway, enough of that. I'll just go ahead and I'm going to turn it to J1, and then he can turn it over to J2. So J1 is the 5F. Great signal into Lexington. Sounds great from Texas. And over to you, WC4D, Don in Lexington, Kentucky.
Alrighty, WC4D in Lexington, NS5F, in the suburbs of Dallas. Closer to the Red River than Dallas, thank goodness. And Don, the station sounds wonderful here too. You have an excellent signal. Everybody's got an excellent signal into Texas this morning. It's very pleasurable to hear all these big subwoofers and minimum noise. You know, this is typically the thunderstorm season, where you're lucky if you get a noise floor of 20 over 9. So it's nice to have good band conditions and a quiet band to work with. Perry, I went by your KRZ site and checked out your backstory on the call. WMMR. That was a great radio station. Another great Philly station was WFIL. Those were really good stations back in the day. But you're right, MMR was one of the good FM stations. It was in a class of its own. And what else did I have? Let's see here. I wasn't keeping very good notes, but I was following along in my head as good as I could. And the ART-13 sounds good, Randy. And heck, that's the story. I'll just keep it moving along here. And we'll get one of the real professionals on here and let him take it away. KK5IM in Crawford, Texas. NS5F in Chambersville. Go ahead, Jay.
November 8, India Echo.
NS5F, KK5IM. Well, I don't know who you turned. If you were turning it to a professional, I don't know. You must have hit a derail there someplace there, Brother Jay. But sounding good this morning on your box full of digital chips there. At least you've got them connected to a proper amplifier. And that sounded really good this morning. Great signals all the way around. Before I forget, Craig, I'm going to hold you to that, man. I sure want to see that video. I'm good on that. So, I enjoy seeing other people's projects like that. I wish I had the time anymore to do that. And Dave, on the cameras there, that's been my life's work along with my dad and my grandfather and my great-grandfather. 150 years of pushing it. And I'm still doing it. I still have some work coming up because, Brother Jay said, this is not the time of the year to be planning outdoor something. You never know what you're going to get. You say the sun's going to be out, or not. So we've got, this is our storm season, the beginning of it, and it's corrected. It's incredibly quiet noise, especially for 8 young. So we'll continue on here and listen to everybody, all the good stories this morning. Bob, good morning. You came in for a here shortly. I woke up early this morning. A few things out here and get ready to guys. It takes a lot of bribery to get them to come down. Barbecue, whiskey, cigars, loose women, all that kind of stuff. They all go home happy. What can I say? KD3RHR. This is KK5IM.
Okay, Jay, you started to fade out there right at the end. But good morning, Bob. Heard you come in there. Everybody's doing a bang-up job. Jay, I sent you that link. It's not the greatest of quality, but it gets the point across. So enjoy yourself with that. No plans today, man. It's going to rain all day, so probably get some stuff done inside the house here a little bit. I just washed the truck, so don't want to get it all messed up, man. But it looks like that's the kind of week we're going to have here. Let's see, for those that don't know, let's see, this morning I'm on the 21 Victor 2, which is the standby here, and the SX28. And I like Randy, you know, I got to keep those old other buzzers from running. I've been running a T every once in a while. I usually run it on 40 meters, or 20. But I kind of had it fired up for the old military radio net, so I gave it a little workout this past weekend. And just got to keep things moving, keep them running. I think just get the heat to them at least anyways. Sometimes I even fire up some of these 100-watt class transmitters. I just fire them up and let them run for a little while just to keep the heat on them. So always good to do that. So Randy sounding good on that thing. Good, glad you got it up and running this morning. And Kevin, I wonder, I didn't hear anything. How's your business? How's things ramping up down there in Kentucky? I'm sure they are. Your weather's got to be, you're ahead of us a little bit. And I'll kind of follow suit with Chris and say that, last year it was a late. It seemed like everything ran late. This year it seems like everything's running early. I don't know. Total snowfall for here this year so far to this point, I'm not even sure what it is. It could only be about 8 inches total for the winter, so definitely a mild winter, which is that's the reason for some of the downtick in my industry. So hopefully we're all praying for a hot summer. So over to you, Kevin. Good to hear you, Bob. Glad you jumped in there this morning. Sounding good from Peachtree City. KK4GZQ in a group. KB3RHR Pittsburgh.
November 8, India Echo.
Okay, Dan, I was going to get you in there. Dan, I'm going to send it to Perry and let Perry pick you up if that's okay. A couple of guys had some comments for him, and I know he's probably running short on time, so I'm going to send it up to him pretty quick. KB3RHR in the group with N8IE breaking, KK4GZQ. And just a quick note here, good morning to Bob, KN4HH, and also you, Dan. And Bob, I'm wondering, with everything that's going on with this scare that's going on out here, I wondered if reservations may be still available for Dayton in the area. Wondering where you guys maybe stand. Maybe give me an idea of where you all are at, and I may gonna stay at least one night. And Randy, you talked about the VC 348. I can put mine on 3885, and it is kind of wide, but I can hear everybody from 3890 to down to 3880. And it's kind of nice in a way. I never miss anything. And Perry, congratulations on the new camera. I know you're going to show us lots of good stuff from that. So, and Craig, so far I've got quite a bit already loaded in the pipe here as far as work coming, and just waiting on the weather and right conditions and so forth, and rain. That rainy season does make a difference. So, anyway, everything's looking good so far. We'll just keep our fingers crossed. So, here it comes to you, Perry, and don't forget to pick up Dan and tell him where to send it. W3MMR with group KK4GZQ.
KK4GZQ in the group W3MMR. Good morning, Dan. N8IE, good signal here this morning. Great to hear you, buddy. And I'll swing it over to you here in a minute. And then you're going to send it to Randy. KK3AM. KK3AM in North Carolina is who you will send it to. Yeah, well, you had mentioned about W3MMR. Well, put it this way. I've been listening. I'm only 32, okay? And I mean, I've been listening to WMMR, Larry, since I was a small child, and it's got such a rich history. As a radio station, it was the first. It was actually, I don't know if it was the first, but I think it was one of the first FM stations in the country. It was originally WIP, which is now a sports talk radio station, which was 610 AM and now is 94.1 FM, 94.1 FM here in Philadelphia. And you had mentioned WFIL, and then back in the day, WIBG, which unfortunately isn't around anymore. They've been off the air for quite a long time. My father, W2SDR, actually has the sign-off of WIBG. He has the last I think 2 hours of broadcast on cassette tape. And I remember listening to that as a kid. He used to pop it in the cassette player in the pickup truck. And when I was a kid, going back and forth to hockey practice, and that was always cool, listening to that and listening to the oldies, the Supremes and the so on and so forth there. Listening to the last few hours of WIBG. And WMMR is still one of the only music radio stations in the country to have a DJ 24 hours a day, a live DJ 24/7 there, 7 days a week and 24 hours a day. Still have a live person you can call in at any time. They'll always answer you. Whether the phone, that's if the line isn't busy. They have one of the most popular morning shows in the country, actually. The Preston and Steve show has gotten many awards, and it's very popular, like I just said, and it's hilarious. It's kind of an acquired taste. You got to kind of have a sick sense of humor, I guess, but it's not too raunchy, but it's quite funny. I used to listen to it every single day, but I've been into this, listening to a lot of the sports talk radio while I'm at work. I'm an automotive technician, and I've been listening to a lot of the sports talk radio at work with the baseball season coming up. But yeah, WMMR has some rich history. If anybody else cares to read up about it, I have most of the history, short history on my QRZ page there, and there's obviously more that you can look up. I just took it from Wikipedia and then put it on my the QRZ page there, and then I have some information on my website, WMMR.com, W3MMR.com there. So thanks for checking that out, Larry. And I heard that they might be canceling Dayton. I don't know. I just heard that on the air last night. I don't know how true it is, if they were thinking about it. I don't think that it's obviously not happened yet, because I know I would have heard a lot of people talking about it, but that's the first that I heard of that last night. They're closing school districts around me. They've just closed Upper Marion School District here, which is just north of Philadelphia, on the northern edge of the city. It's about 15 miles from me here. So they just closed that school district, and they're thinking about closing school districts here in my county. I just saw in the news they're having meetings about that today. So this coronavirus is a pretty serious thing, I guess, and all of Italy is shut down. Nobody's allowed out in Italy. I read last night, and I've been reading that they may follow suit of what Europe is doing with sporting events. They're playing soccer games over there with empty seats, empty stadiums. So, they don't gather all those people together and prevent, a big outbreak. And they're thinking about doing that here with the start of baseball season coming up in less than 3 weeks. So I've been reading and hearing about that on the radio. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully things kind of get squared away in the next couple of weeks. But good Lord, the economy's going down the drain. Sporting events are shutting everything down. They're forced quarantining people in China and welding the doors. I don't know if you guys saw the video. They're welding the doors shut on these people's apartments. And, it's insane what's going on over there. And really gets going on around the whole world with this. So I'm saying many prayers and hoping things kind of straighten themselves out with that. So with that being said, I might be around here for one more. I'll stick in here. I'll break in real quick if I got to roll, but I may be able to stick around for one more before I got to go and get ready for work. So here it comes, Dan, N8IE. You're going to send it to Randy, KK3 AM. N8IE in the group. Good morning, Dan, from W3MMR.
All right, Terry, good morning to you, and thank you. Sounds great as always. Good morning, everybody else. I hope y'all can hear me. I'm running barefoot, as they say, on this little E40 this morning, a whopping 10-watt carrier. Why is it ending up to a whopping, I don't know, about 14. So we're strapping over here this morning. Had a catastrophic failure with my 811 girl on my SB200 yesterday. Took her kind of high something like that. Kept looking things, shut it down, drain the voltage off of it real quick. Got a glimpse at it, and one of the tubes got an element on
go ahead there, Randy.
Yeah, boy.
Sounded like a brownie, Kev.
Off in the meeting on the station. It's taking 2 a.m. Still have some bugs flying out on this board when it comes to muting. Anyway, I don't need except for the very beginning on the stream. I don't know where it's located. I want to comment on MMR. I love the call. I have to give you a little background. As a teenager, I grew up in that area. Listening to WMMR, and I'm talking about when it in 1969 and 1970, and it was classic. That's all I could say. And I remember all the DJs were, they just stuck around. There was one guy, I drove to my son's graduation at Penn State University. He was still on there, still had hair down to his waist, I can't forget. And then I remember WYSP came along, and that was a similar type of format. But I, as a young boy, I listened to WFIL 56 on the AM dial. That was before MMR and the FM stations come along, and Woodage, WIBG 99. They had Joey Blavitt, the Guido with the heater. You know, a lot of the big towns on the East Coast, not even the West Coast, and I guess all over the country, had these celebrity DJs. They were incredible. They were talented and knew their craft, and so it wasn't all about the music at the time, but I remember that. Well, eventually we moved out to Buckstown, Clappertown, Sticks, and I could still get those stations, but I think FIL went off the air. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to read your web page about that. Good stuff, and I just know it. Let's see. And one last comment, Chris, in the Shenandoah Valley. I took a 706 up there, up in camping, and it was above the Skyline Drive. Was it called something? Meadows Campground, National Park. And I had my 706 plugged into my truck and threw a dipole over some trees. I was up right at the edge of the forest and the mountains, so I could see endless mountains from there. Anyway, I called CQ in 20 years, and I had pile-ups from all over the world. I don't know what's the elevation about maybe 5,000 feet up there, I would guess. So, that was a lot of fun, not especially for me to have pile-ups. Usually I was chasing them in the old days. And then Bob in Peachtree City, I think you are, HH. Oh, let me keep this on, and I'm going to make this my list, but I will listen, because I got 10 minutes to go in the house. I'll sneak out, and my XYL won't even know I was out of bed this early. This is way before my old age geriatric wake-up time. But I got it fixed, so there you go. I look for you guys again, and I like to work 40 with my T368 Honey Boy, so maybe I'll touch you guys up there on the upper end. W4SVA, and the great group KK3AM.
KK3AM and the group W4SVA. Slide back onto frequency a little bit. That's what I get for letting this stuff sit around. It starts to get a little, get gremlins in it, I guess. Yeah, like Craig was saying, it's a good idea to get this stuff warmed up every so often. That's the biggest problem I have, is letting this stuff sit, and I guess it gets a little moisture in it. Switches and potentiometers and such get scratchy. That's a good idea to give things a little cooking every once in a while. Yeah, Randy, I don't know what the elevation is of Skyline Drive. I don't think it's quite 5,000 feet, but I could be wrong about that. But a popular thing to do around here, a lot of guys in the local clubs, they do summits on the air activities. And most of them just get on 2 meters, 2 meter simplex, and do it that way. But I've done a couple of them. I prefer to do HF. It seems a whole lot more satisfying, I guess you could say, to do HF instead of walk up there with an HT and make 2 or 3 contacts and that's it. I always like seeing how far I could get. I know a lot of guys that do summits on the air regularly talk to Europe, and of course that's easy on the higher bands, but I think they do it on lower frequencies too. And they always strive for summit to summit contacts. Those are cool. But I think the highest peak locally here is either Reddish Knob or Flagpole Knob. I can't ever remember which one is higher. And they're a little bit under 5,000 feet. And you can see West Virginia, and then if you look east, you're looking into Virginia. It's right on the West Virginia line, Reddish Knob is. And when you look into West Virginia, you look right down onto Silver Grove Naval Base. And of course, that's right smack dab in the middle of the National Radio Quiet Zone, and just up the road is... oh, my brain's not awake this morning. Frank listening station. So certainly a very quiet area as far as RF is concerned. Well, I think this could be my last one. I gotta get in the house and get ready to go up to Turkey House and check on the turkeys, make sure nothing's going wrong up there, and then start my day. So let's see if I can get this to the right person. This time, couldn't seem to get the rotation going in my head this morning. KN4HH and the group W4SVA. I'll say 73. I'll catch you guys some other morning.
All right, great. W4SVA and the group KN4HH. Beautiful signal, by the way. Beautiful signal. My in-laws used to live in Front Royal, Virginia, right at the base of the Shenandoah Parkway there, and boy, that was a good radio location. I set up at their house a couple of times just for the fun of it on HF, and boy, it did a really good job. And of course, like you say, up in that area or up on some of those peaks and so forth, you can really do well with that. But a lot of fun. Good morning to you, Perry. Great to hear you this morning. And I never did comment that that DX100 project you did is so great. I revisited your QRZ site. I've been there many times because I'm fascinated by the history of WNMR. But boy, my hat's off to you on that DX100. Did a beautiful job on it. Looks great. And always good to hear such a great signal. And I think you've got probably the best on the air as far as audio quality goes. Really good. And Don, WC4D, who I'm going to turn to you bring back a lot of old memories. Yes, I was heavy into photography. My father was a photographer, among other things. And I don't go as far back as Jay, but it's your Nikon F2. That was a primo camera I had at the end of the film era. And then I do some medium format stuff too, 120 and 220 stuff. Yeah, it's nice. You know, the one thing that took a long time for digital to catch up was digital had no problem with the resolution, but color depth was where it was really tough. And now, I'll tell you what, the color depth you can get now with digital photography, I'll put it up against a color photograph anytime. Even the Kodachrome slide, which was the gold standard for many years, I think you'll agree, Jay, that even now I think you can surpass the color depth and resolution and contrast you can get on a Kodachrome slide. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign as well. Jay, I'll see you over on 7203. I'm going to go make some coffee and get a few things going here, and we'll get over there and say good morning to you and Mr. Fisher. 73s, everybody. Have a great day. Sure enjoyed it. Thanks for including me this morning. Let us see. We are going to go to WC4D. Good morning, all. KN4HH. Great morning.
Bye, Bob. KN4HH, WC4D. Yeah, 73. Great thing this morning, man. I mean, you're hammering it over here. Crystal clear and loud. I have a little shoulder here. There you go. I'm trying to move it here. Well, I thought you had Kodachrome. That's what I was trying to think of. I could do. Like you said, that used to be the industry standard there. 73's Randy this morning. Enjoyed hearing the ART-13, that's for sure. And Chris and Dan, you sounded good down here. I guess we're close enough, no problem. But yeah, good copy on you this morning, no problem at all. And here, if you're still sticking around, I'll catch you later. I'll say 73's to you now, even though you haven't signed out yet officially, but you might sign out. So on the thought that you might sign out 73's ahead of time. And let's see, what else was I going to talk about here real quick? Kevin, good luck on getting all this work done with all this rain coming again, I guess we got. I'm surprised I caught the thunderstorms today here in Lexington. I don't know if it's rained out yet because it's still dark. It's fun. Yeah, I think part of the good conditions that we're having is because usually around 5 o'clock Eastern time that we used to have, is really good most of the time. So right now would be 5 o'clock. So, or 6 o'clock our old time. So, band conditions have done good. So, with this time zone changing and everybody moving up, they put on everybody back on earlier, which really helped. Because usually, for me, when the guys from Florida start coming in, about 6:45 to 7, 6:30 to 7 down there, Jay and Art and everybody, our band conditions start going away to the east, and I can hardly pick up Barry and whoever's out there to the east of us. So now we should be able to hold them for quite a bit longer here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and turn it over to Jay, and good morning to everybody again. And NS5F, oh, he signed, didn't you? I'm sorry about that. Oh, it goes over to you, Jay, J10, X85IM, WC4D.
No, I haven't signed yet, but I'm fixing to.
Oh, okay, go ahead. We'll go back to the other one then. NS5F, WC4D. Sorry about that, Jay.
No problem. WC4D has 5F. Yeah, I was trying to let Perry know if he can still copy me that I never had the opportunity to listen to Philadelphia stations live. It was always on air checks. And of course, I was on the air from 1970 to 2010. And mostly top 40 radio and album rock. But I always loved listening to Withage and FIL and all those stations back in the day, of course, down in Pittsburgh, 13Q and stuff. I think the best VX I ever got on AM, but I grew up in the Plains States, and the best I could do towards the east was KDKO. rest is no problem. I get KFI, KNX, pretty much all the West Coast stations, 50 kilowatt stations. But East Coast is always a bit of a stretch. So there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. I sure enjoyed hanging out with you guys this morning. I'll try to make this a little bit kind of fun. I even made a list here of names and everything so I can sound semi-intelligent next time. 73, and you fellas take care and have a wonderful day, and I hope to work with you again. It's UK5IM to pick it up. WC12 NS5F. See, there you go. I got to read my paper. NS5F in Chambersville, Texas. Signing posted.
And all this time I thought that you were cousin Brucey's protege, right?
Well, I almost ended up working at WABC. They changed format shortly before. Shortly after, I mean. But I almost ended up there, and then I almost ended up at WPLK. But that would have been a hoot working at 70 Club. I had to settle for WLS. Talk to you later, James. Thank you. NS5.
All right, NS5F is signing there with PK5IM. Going to follow him out the door. I've got a number of things to do this morning before the guys get here, and not to mention our sideband net. So real pleasure this morning. Lots of really great signals. It's just so much better when the conditions are great. Get from here in a lot better shape without necessarily just a crunch. Moving forward, I'm going to check that video this morning, see how I see it. And it's just so cool. There's so many of those trailing food shows that pop up from time to time. By far, most of them use that with some trepidation. Generally, always causes a huge spike in business. But a lot of the locals and people that got them to that point kind of give up because they can't get in there. So it's kind of a mixed blessing. We've got some Waco people that have done very, very, very well on videos and stuff. I know it's amazing. So many people that spend their entire life glued in front of the phone watching this stuff. Hey, you guys have a great day. Summer will be here before you know it. Enjoy the cool weather while you can. All right, here's your camera, Craig. 3RHR, KK5IM.
Okay, Jay. Yeah, good to have you both in here. I'm not a morning player by any means. I'd be already well into it already on a normal day. So it's nice to get in here and get to talk to you guys. I listen before I leave. Of course, I don't hear you guys too much, but you guys need to get in there earlier. But it's nice to be able to be in here and transmit this morning and listen to everybody. Everybody's doing such a good job this morning. I hate to push away, but I'm going to have to. It's getting to be that time where I got to motivate myself to do something else here. I usually try to keep a sked with the guys on 6 meters and get in and work a little meteor scatter. Yesterday was a good day, too. So, try to keep it an amateur radio morning, but spread it out, spread the wealth a little bit. So that's good to hear everybody this morning. Hope to hear you all later this evening or something, but great to be in here, and you guys are doing a great job. Enjoy the video, Jay. It's the first of the series, so be nice on your critiquing. We got a long way to go with that, but All right, guys, 7-3s. Have a great morning, and we'll look for you guys later on. And it goes to you, Kevin. So have at it. KK4GZQ in a massive group. Good to hear, everybody. This is KB3RHR up here near Pittsburgh. Take care, boys.
Okay, Craig, and I also heard Art check in 4JK. And Art, I'm going to turn it to you, and if you would get it up to Perry, and I think Perry was picking Dan up, N8IE. Not sure how close Perry's getting to his sign-out time. KG3RHR with the group with N4JK breaking in, and several stations signing out. 7-3 to Bob, KN4HH, Chris, W4SVA, Randy, KK3AM. Randy, appreciate you and Chris both being in here this morning. Don't get to talk to you guys. Again, 73 to Jay and Jay. Good signals out of Texas this morning. 30, 35, 40 over up here. So, anyway, just a couple things. I'll get it right to you here, Art. Dan, N8IE, good morning to you, buddy. I heard you were having I saw that you were having some problems with the SB200. And hope that you will get to the bottom of that and get that back on the air. And I think Dan said he was only running about 10 watts a carrier, so but it's still coming in pretty good down here in the Lexington area. And Randy talking about Cherokee, North Carolina. I was wondering if the thing that comes to mind with Cherokee is the casinos they have down there. I've never been, but I've heard a lot about it as you drive out of Gatlinburg and over into Cherokee. Chris talking about Skyline Drive up in the Shenandoah Valley, one of the prettiest scenes I've ever seen in my life as I rode through there years ago. That's a beautiful area. Lots of nice high peaks, like he talked about, one being about 5,000 feet. Don, Whiskey Charlie 4 Delta, I went to dinner with my dad and the family here night before last, and his wife had a picture of one of their cows that got attacked by some animal, and I don't think a coyote could do what it did to this cow. There was a big, gigantic hump taken out. We're thinking that the bears are starting to move in down and around the Somerset area. And Craig, I got to work WB2RON Ron there in Long Island last night. Usually about the time that the broadcast stations start firing up on 40 meters, but got to work Ron up in Long Island, and he gave me a good plus 10 over S9 report on 20 watts down here on the Delta Loop. So looking forward to doing some more on 40 here at some point. So Art, let me get it to you and get it on around there, and I'm good for at least one more. N4JK to take it. 7-3 to those who have signed. KK4GZQ. I'm on the mousetrap this morning, Art. Over. 4JK.
Well, I heard Joe in there, and then there was somebody under Joe. I didn't get quite who that was. Let me stand by. Who was the other breaker?